All right, so then you're going to just talk about the thing. Are we doing the AV thing with the TV and the Myth TV, or you want to do the retro calculator?
That's too techy, too
All right.
geeky.
How about we just do the clogged toilet episode?
What, like getting a stick and unclogging the toilet?
Oh crap! Hold on. I'll take care of it. It's not a fire. This has been happening lately.
Come on, Paul. Get that fixed, would you? What are you doing? All right, we're gonna go see what he's doing. Oh, what are you doing?
I'm just taking care of it. Look, it went out. It stopped. The beeping went off. That ought to do. Yep. We're good to go, Brian. So Brian, I want to talk to you about why I just went and vacuumed my smoke detector, and the only reason I did that little stunt,
right?
It wasn't true. My smoke detector wasn't really going off. But you told me recently that you had your smoke detectors going off in your entire house, and
right, middle of the day, no reason. Smoke detectors, just no smoke. No one was cooking anything. No one was, having a campfire in the backyard. Nothing. Just out of nowhere.
Right.
All the smoke detectors started going off.
Like your smoke detectors going off out of nowhere, we're doing this show out of nowhere. We got wrinkled shirts,
right.
We're barely ready to do a show. We haven't had our coffee yet. And but you told me about this story, and I've heard about this before. Early on, when we were doing our audio podcast.
That's right.
We had someone call in that talked about smoke detectors going off without any smoke or any other warning, and I vaguely remember something about a vacuum cleaner. So I think it's
right.
I don't think you're the first person.
It happened to me. So, first thing you do, of course, is make sure there's no fire. So you're checking in the kitchen, you're checking it, storage rooms, you're checking everything, making sure there's no fire. And of course, all my smoke detectors are interconnected. Yeah. So the entire house is going off. The dog is howling, right? And my wife is all stressed out, so.
Brian, it's my theory, not my theory, but it's my concern that smoke detectors are essentially the same that they were in the 70s. We first got our smoke detector back in my house. It was battery operated.
Right.
We had one for the entire house, and we assumed that was sufficient. But the point is, they really haven't changed much since then, other than that they're interconnected. They still, they're electric powered and battery backup. But as far as I can tell, there's not much has changed. There's no information on it to say, okay, there's,
There's probably better detection methods for heat and smoke and things like that.
In commercial, I've seen things that do, exactly. Right. They measure the heat and the smoke and other things. They can tell if the dog's on fire.
I don't know about that, Paul.
Video, whatever.
Right. But I remembered back to that early show when we had gotten a question about smoke detectors going off.
Right.
And I remembered dust can sometimes get in there.
Right.
And so what I did is I got my vacuum, very similar to the one you have, and I just gave it to my wife, actually. And I said, just start going around vacuuming the smoke detector. She went upstairs, and I was going around downstairs kind of waving a
So
magazine.
Wouldn't it have been easier? This is the 21st century. Shouldn't the detectors tell you which one? Like you should have on one, it should say master M bedroom. Or something.
Have like a little digital readout or something?
Everyone should say M bedroom or
I would
second
imagine
floor hallway or whatever, so not only for when they go off, but for when you have a bad battery, so you know exactly where to go.
Well, yeah, I think if you have an integrated alarm system and things like that, it's going to tell you on the panel.
But that's all expensive and difficult. This shouldn't be that difficult. If they're interconnected, you can have them talking. Oh, wait a minute. I'm probably coming up with a product we should do.
Right.
Anyway, so you sent your wife around.
Right, and she hit the vacuum on the one in the master bedroom, and a second and a half later, they all silenced.
So that's the one where we did the 5-minute fan?
It is.
Okay, so maybe the dust we generated.
Maybe the dust from when we put the fan in, possibly. I mean, it was on the other side of the room.
That's poor workmanship, Brian. As you can see from the clock, he's not going to make it. We only have 10 seconds left.
Right. So that took care of it.
Okay, so be careful. If you have a smoke detector that goes off and there's no smoke, no fire, obviously you check that first. And you can't get it to go out. You're not cooking. You don't have something burning in the oven.
Right.
It could be dust. This isn't the first time we've seen this. So
no, it's not. So a little vacuum and that might take care of it.
So you got it right away with a vacuum cleaner.
Yep. Once we got the right one, because there's 10 in the house.
Right.
And it was probably the 5th one we tried.
All right. Well, cool. So there's a tip for you. Hopefully it works for you if you have your smoke detectors go off with the ghosts or whatever.
Right.
That's what I think the caller said the first time we did our podcast. They thought it was a ghost or something, but it's just dust. And hopefully that works for you. If it doesn't, let us know. We'd be curious about other, anomalies.
Other false positives, right?
All right. That's all we got this time. Thanks for watching. Check us out next week on the Handyguys podcast.
Thanks.